Hello everybody, it's Gingy here, and welcome to my channel Ginger Books, or welcome back if you're a continuing watcher or subscriber. If you have stumbled upon this video, hello, my name's Erica, aka Gingy, and this is my channel Ginger Books. I am bringing you November's wrap-up as well as December reading plans. I know I did not have one for wrap-up of October as well as November's reading plans, just because I did not finish a book in October. Whoops! Yeah, it tends to happen. October kind of wasn't really busy, but it was just a lot of finalizing things at work and some things going on in personal life that I kind of had to attend to. But however, we did finish 2 books in November, so let's get to talking about them. So the first book that I actually completed in November, even though I read it through the end of October, is The Killers of the Flower Moon, The Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI by David Graham. This is a nonfiction kind of like research novel put into a narrative all about the Osage murders that were happening in the 1920s. And as I said, this is like what I said is a nonfiction nonfiction research book, just because the reason why David Graham goes through the whole murders of the Osage in the 1920s is because he's setting up to say that actually the Osage were, this was not just a problem in the 1920s. It was even before this in the 1910s. It went all the way into almost the mid to late 1930s. So it's really fascinating to see another person's version of how the FBI kind of got started. And the Osage murders were one of kind of the big cases that did put the FBI as a professional bureau and on the map for the United States. So it was really nice to see that, just because I have written a research paper that I had to write in college all about how the FBI got its startings and how muddy and murky those startings were. And it was nice to see another perspective on that. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Anybody who's into understanding kind of what happened to the Native Americans throughout United States history, I completely recommend this book, as well as if you're interested in how the FBI got started. This is also another one that I would definitely recommend. And obviously you can tell it was a book of the month version that I read, but I actually read the Kindle version for it. Now the next one that I read, devoured, and completed in November is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, which I am going to continue the series, which I'll talk about here in a minute for December plans. But this book is almost kind of like a fairy story retelling. It almost reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, as well as the classic fairy tales by Hans Christensen, all wrapped up into one. Even with hints of Alice in Wonderland in it and everything with some of our characters. This story starts off with our main character, Evangeline, who is trying to stop what she feels like her true love from making the biggest mistake of his life, because she feels like he is cursed. And I'm not going to go too much into it without trying to give it away. I'm trying to keep it spoiler free, but that's pretty much where all these chain reactions start, where she first goes and prays to the Prince of Hearts, aka Jax, to help her stop a wedding of her true love, like I said. And so it spirals down from there, where she has the most rotten luck, because of course you're not supposed to, in this story, Prince of Hearts is a fate, but they are cursed, and you're not supposed to ask for their help. So, yeah, very interesting. And I gave it a 4 out of 5, and kind of going into the list that I kind of made here in my bullet journal of why I loved it. The first one was the fairy tale type setting. I did really enjoy that because, again, it just tied in a lot of fairy tale classics kind of into one, especially Beauty and the Beast and Alice in Wonderland. It just felt like it had some Easter eggs of those in there. I don't know if that was the author's intent, but I really enjoyed it, seeing some of the references. The second one, of course, I love a Morley Gray character, especially when he is a Morley Gray male character. And that is Jax. I actually really like Jax because he comes off as a very cold-hearted person, but to me, there was some more under that exterior. And of course, if you read the book, you'll find out his curse and why I say that. The third one is the twists and turns and the fast pace. Now, I will get into my dislike, because this almost turned me off from the book, but it did finally, about halfway through towards the end, became kind of a more fast pace in the twists and turns, and there was a couple of instances in the book that it did actually leave me shocked. Finding out some information, but it was kind of predictable. But I was still very involved with the plot just because I wanted to see how things panned out. And then, of course, the fourth one, it was easy to digest. I feel like really anybody who really enjoys like fantasy, almost like supernatural fantasy, paranormal fantasy, this book's for you, and magic. Now, my dislike and what made it a 4-star was actually the writing style. It did take me almost 200 pages, which is almost halfway through the book, to fully get invested into the story because it just felt like it jumped everywhere around. I thought it was like information dumping, but it really wasn't. It was just putting out a whole bunch of plot points that were just like, whoa. And also our main character, I don't know if she's supposed to be very stubborn to the point she is not trusting because of that, or she's trying, like, the author is trying to portray her as she's having all of these hardships, so she's starting to thicken her skin and being very stubborn of trusting people and all this stuff. I don't know. It was very fuzzy of how this character was starting to grow on me, and it all came down to the writing style, to be honest. So I almost DNF'd the book, but I'm glad I stuck through it because I was fully invested after the halfway mark of the book, and obviously I'm going to continue reading the series, so. But anyways, those are the books that I read for the month of November and completed and finished, and so we are going to move on to December's reading plans. So as I said, for the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber, we are going to continue reading it because I'm fully invested and want to continue. It's definitely kind of got me out of a little bit of a reading slump because, I don't know, every time I finish a really good book, I go into a reading slump. I don't know why. So it's definitely pulling me out of there. So we are going to be reading this month, and there's going to be a vlog out. Actually, I'm filming it right now. I just started it today. Of The Ballad of Never After, which is the second book in the series. I'm already, I think, 124 pages into it. I'm on chapter 16. And so we're going to continue with that, and it'll be out in December. And then I do plan on the last book, which of course I'm kind of behind the 8 ball, as the book came out technically in November, so this month, since it is November 30th, it's still November. And we will be reading it. So we're kind of reading a month behind. That's okay. So I've been trying not to like hop on Twitter or anything, or X, I guess I don't know what we're calling that platform right now. I'm guessing X. Or on Instagram. So I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can. So, yeah. But those are kind of like the for sure reading plans that are going to happen in December, just because December is a little chaotic because literally every Saturday up until Christmas, I am busy. Whether it's with work or we're having Friendsmas, literally the day before Christmas Eve day. So, yeah, I'm going to be definitely very busy, but after the 22nd, I am off until January 2nd. So we'll definitely have a week of fun reading. Those are for sure plans. There may be some books sprinkled in here and there that I might do that you'll see on the next month's wrap up, but we will see. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did and had stumbled upon this video and want to stick around for more, hit the subscribe button and that bell notification so you are notified. I do post fun bookish content every Thursdays. And if I do not have a vlog going up, I usually try to supplement it in with Sims content. So at least once a month. I try to do it once a month. But I hope everybody has a great rest of their week and a great start to their holiday season if you celebrate any holidays during the month of December. I will see you in the next video. Bye!